Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. I'm back and so is my consistency. Today I'm going to show you how to do wainscoting in Revit. There's probably another way to do this, but this is how I do it. So first I'm going to go to File, then New, then Family. And I'm going to put this just under generic model. You can put it under whichever one fits yours best, such as generic model wall based or anything like that. So I'm going to go to the front, and if you don't know what wainscoting is, it's basically wood paneling on the lower end of your walls, the lower level of your walls. So I'm going to go ahead and just make the design. So whatever wood panel design that you want, that's what you're going to make. So I'm just going to make a basic one. I think this is basic. Not really sure. So I'm just going to do some average sizing here. And I'm going to center it on this reference line. Okay, and I'm going to offset this so that it can be hollow in the middle. I think I'll do 2 inches. And I'm going to press TR on my keyboard so that I can trim and cut these ends perfectly. Okay, and then I'll do another one right above it, but just a bit shorter, just to have some variation there. 2 inches is a bit big for this, so I'll make it a little bit taller, say 10 inches, like so. And then I'm going to offset it so that it can be hollow. And press TR on my keyboard, or press this tool right here so that I can trim these ends. So hopefully you're now kind of getting an idea of, what wainscoting is and whatever wood paneling type that you want. So now I'm going to just press check. Once you're done creating your wood panels, I'm going to click check, and then you're not done. It looks done, but it's not. If you go to the reference level, which is the floor plan view, as you can see, this is way too thick to be some wainscoting, at least the average wainscoting. And so I'm just going to drag that arrow node down a lot. Okay, and so this is basically what it looks like. So now I'm going to load into project. I'm not going to save because it's just a sample project, but you need to save. You need to save. So I'm going to load it in, and you're going to put it on the wall that you want. Now I'm going to show you a pretty easy way to copy. You can do array or go to your section, go ahead and position your wainscoting where you want it. You can copy at first like 2 or 3, depending on how often you're going to want to repeat. After you do 3, especially if you have a long wall, this method will work really well for you, so you won't have to copy each one. After you do 2 or 3, just take that group and literally copy them. Just drag them over. I'm not even joking. See, I probably should have did 2 because as you can see, my third one's cut off. So like I said, it depends on how long your wall is. That will determine how many groups, how much in a group you need to copy each time. So for this example, I probably should just copy 2 at a time instead of 3. But yeah, so obviously make sure your sizing is right. This is just a sample, so I'm not checking for sizing, but obviously you will want these to be evenly separated or spaced apart. So I'm just eyeballing it right now. But for your project, make sure you get exact measurements. I'm just gonna turn this section cut, or you can make a new one. I'm gonna press RO on my keyboard and rotate it. And I'm pretty much just gonna do the same thing here. And I'm gonna align them by pressing AL on my keyboard so that they can at least be the same height. Like so. So now I'm just gonna copy 2 over as a group so that the copying can be done a lot quicker. And we love quick, fast. That's why you're watching this video, because you want quick, fast. I make quick, fast videos. This wall is a bit shorter than the other ones, so probably one would have been just fine, depending on my spacing. So now that the wainscoting is done, go ahead and add your material to it. And if you don't know how to make your own materials in Revit, I have a video on that. I'll link it down below on how to create your own materials and add them. So I'm just going to make a 3D view here and show you the rendered finale. Now, as you all can see, this looks a bit unfinished. So you're going to want like a liner right at the top to finish it off. So I have this one here that I created. It's a profile. I do have a YouTube video on how to make these. I will link it down below. So go ahead and load that into your project and then add it to your walls like so. Click edit type. Once again, I explained all this in that video of how to make baseboards, moldings, crown moldings, all of that. So I will link that down below so it can be more in depth. And then I'm going to edit the structure and add the sweep profile. So now that I've loaded the profile, I'm going to add, drop this down and click the one I just added. Revit comes with some default ones, but with the video that I made, you'll be able to make your own and customize it. So I think I want like a mahogany type color, and I'm just gonna find one that Revit already has. Okay, so that's my material. Now, this distance will be an important factor. So what you're going to do is apply that. You need to find the distance of where you want this to be. So go ahead and apply that. I'm going to go back and get the distance of the wainscoting. So I'm just measuring it. So boom. I want it to be 4 feet, 4 inches, 132. That's what I want it to be. 4 feet, 132 inches. So my walls are here, but the freaking baseboard is backwards, so that needs to be flipped. So it's a simple fix. Just select the wall and flip it. Just flip it. Okay. Now, edit type, preview, structure, sweeps, distance, 132, 4 feet. So that's going to change the height of where that is. And as you can see, it did change here. So that's why that's important. You don't want it as a baseboard in this situation, but you can add one if you want. And I probably will go back and add one. So as you can see, that looks way more finished than before. So I'm actually going to go back and add crown molding here and a baseboard. Here's the final rendering. Yes, I did render in the little teapot, but like I said, it's just a sample video. You get the point. Yes, I did add the crown molding and the baseboard. So thank you all for watching. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like and subscribe. God bless.